Hey, and welcome to the Sit Down with Suzanne podcast. I am your girl, Suzanne, also known as Positively Suzanne. Now, remember, this podcast was created with us in mind. It is a reminder that not only are we worthy, but we deserve the best versions of ourselves. So grab a cup of tea or your beverage of choice and sit back and relax and join me on this journey. So, guys, as you know, I am doing the series this month on female friendship, and I have had the pleasure of sitting down with so many phenomenal women just talking about what female friendships mean to them and just how they define female friendships and some non-negotiable. So I am happy to have with me the phenomenal Nadine James. She's just going to talk to me about female friendship. And the funny thing is, she's from Jamaica like me. So we kind of have some similar thoughts and we've had many conversations just about so many things, but I really wanted to get her on the podcast. So Nadine, welcome.
Oh, hi, Sue. Thank you for having me.
Anytime, anytime. I always enjoy our conversations. They're always so insightful. And I just really wanted to get your take, being Jamaican, being Christian, and also changing and evolving in our lives. That I think that our definition of friendship kind of shifts and change based on the stages that
Yeah.
we're in. So for you, let's talk about it. What does female friendship mean to you, and how important is it?
Oh, okay. As you said, there's stages in life. First time I think friend was everything. It still are, but as time changes and your role changes, you realize that it's more of a like a partnership, it more as a family. Your friendship grows from level to level. And one thing that I learned that by the friendship that you have in the past, once it start grow, they start shed. They start shed like every level that you go, they shed a different one gone, and then you get space for the person that you need in that season.
Mm,
So that's what I learned about friendship. By every season and every stage that you go to, some left, some stay, but you gain
mm,
new friends. Yeah,
absolutely.
and yeah, what I see, look, for me, friendship is everything. I was listening. My daughter is so funny. I was coming. Me and my daughter was getting home from the cafe, and she just read something to me. I said to her, where you get that from? It, she said, I said, no. I said, who is that? And she said, oh, Proverbs. But I thought it, and I said to her, I thought it was Songs of Solomon because though
Mm,
she read it, it was so it sounds so good, like it's a poem. But she said it
mm,
was Proverb, and it was talking about friend.
mm,
It was talking about friend and the what they said about friend. I want to read it. So it just like it opened my eyes and said, "Wow, I'm going to talk about friend," and you just read this like, "Hello, why is this?" So
God is intentional.
let me read it. I'm not
Okay,
gone. Let me read it because
go
she sent it.
ahead.
I said, "Send it to me."
Go
And
ahead.
she said, "I get it on TikTok." She know I don't like her on TikTok, so and it's Proverbs 27:9, and it's from the TPT version, and it said, "Is friend is the one who is dislodged from his home." No, not that one. It says, "Sweet friend." This is one verse 9. It says, "Sweet friendships refresh the soul and awaken our heart with joy. For good friends are like the anointing oil." that yields the fragrance inside of God present. And I just think that was like, wow. So for me,
Mm,
my understanding is that a good friend, when you have a good friend, every time they come around, you feel you said,
mm,
yes, this is the person
mm-hmm,
who I want to be. They
mm-hmm,
accept you in good times, they accept you in bad times.
mm-hmm,
This one of the things that a lot of friends doesn't. I grow up and my friends, I think they didn't do for me. They didn't correct me. They
mm,
didn't call me out when I'm wrong. They
mm-hmm,
didn't tell me that, listen, go back to apologize. That what you say was wrong. They
mm,
cheer you on when you do bad.
mm,
Maybe they don't know.
mm-hmm,
Maybe they do. I don't know. But this word, when she said that, I was like, wow, I want to be that friend. I want to
mm-hmm.
be that friend where when you see me, you feel so good. You say, I know something good going to come out of this. You get what I'm saying? Even
I
though
do.
I never get that from my
Mm,
past relationships. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I would explain about friendship. That verse, I'm telling you, I didn't know that verse, and I love
mm,
my Bible, but she read that thing when I was coming from the cafe, and it was the shock me like, wow, we're gonna talk and look at that.
mm.
So
That was beautiful. That
yeah,
really
so that's
was.
the
I always think that God is just so intentional in the way he deals with us and the way he reveals things to us because look, that just perfectly encaptures, what we're thinking about, what we're talking about, friendship, that joy. When you have a friend
hmm
and you're around them, whether you're going through a hard time or not, like when they come around you, you should feel peace, you should feel joy. You shouldn't
yeah,
leave the interaction just feeling frustrated, jealous, envious, or smaller. And
no.
I find a lot of people, well, I see a lot of friendship and, to each his own. Well, like they're mean to each other. Like they're just mean to each other. And it's just like, you can see it in the other person, how the other person receives it. You can see that it hurts them, but they laugh it off. And I've just never done that or understood that because, like, if you're my friend and you're gonna like make me feel less than, I don't want to be around you. And I would
But
never
you're
do
supposed to build me. Yeah.
exactly. And I would never do that to a friend, like say, like, hey, you just put like, especially if it's something that I know that they're struggling with. So you should
hmm
feel that joy. And, you
Yeah.
mentioned something very important in regards to correcting you. Sometimes we believe that being a true friend is just going along with all your foolishness. It's not.
I think when you're young, I think
Yes.
everybody made that mistake.
Yes.
I make a
Yes.
lot.
Yes, you're like, but you're right. They have to check you. They have to. And it's done it with
Yeah,
love. It's just like
exactly.
if Nadine is doing something and your friend, checks you, they're not doing it in a public forum. They're not doing it in an embarrassing manner, but they're pulling you aside and it's like, Nadine, calm down with it, no?
From the
Like,
yes, I have friends like that who tell me that like, give me the look. I say, okay, mommy,
okay,
okay, I know that look.
yeah,
To tell me that you're going too high, come back down to earth. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I do. One of the things that I see a lot. Oh Lord, give me grace. One of the things that I see a lot is that social media friends.
Oh, girl,
When I
please.
say social media friends, friend that only when you're on social, like, they see you and they want, yeah, the pictures and the this, and they tell you that they're gonna do this for you and they don't do it. But when in public, they say, oh, I can't hook you up. Oh, I can't connect you. And then boom, no connection, man. And I'm seeing a lot of that now.
Mm,
And yeah, I see a lot of that. But people don't understand that if you're not going to do the thing, just don't do it.
mm,
Don't say it. Especially, because even though you're saying in front of people, you know what that you wanted that connection, you know that you wanted that thing, and then when you don't do it for that person, it hurt the person,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know if that person struggling with rejection or anything. You don't know what
Mm,
they're struggling with, and when you do that, it pull another piece of them. So you know what I'm saying. So I'm I'm pulling away from the events friends, the friends
mm,
that only see me in events. I'm pulling away from the friends that we can see each other, but we are not friends.
mm.
Colleagues. You get what I'm saying?
I
It's
do.
different.
I'm laughing, but you were just like, we were not friends. I love that. Well, okay. So I do get what you're saying in regards to social media. And I think social media, it's its own, right? It's like for the businesses that we do and things like that, we
Mm-hmm.
utilize social media. We need social media. Like we got to post, we got to promote, we got to say, come try this, come, come buy this, all of that. But I think
True
it gives
story.
people leeway. Sometimes they think that they're closer. And I don't even think, sometimes I do think people promise and never intend to deliver, but I think a lot of times they do it for likes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you post that you're looking for this, and then they're like, "Oh, Nadine, I got you. I'm gonna know it." Like they're saying it because then other people will like it. What they say is like, "Oh, this and that," but they never
And
know
that
that
person help people. Yeah.
exactly
Mm-hmm.
that they never follow up. And so I do think some of them just do it without, um, and I'm just giving people grace. But I do think it's for likes on social media is why a lot of them overpromise and say, because I do have a lot of people that slide in my DM and say things and things like that. And luckily, I just God's given me discernment where I could be like, yeah, okay. And it's good, but I do think that social media kind of just breaks down the barrier. And sometimes you do think that people are an ally or a friend, and they're not. And I think that, it's hard sometimes, but we have to just recognize that like people do things for likes.
True
They do.
story.
They do. They do. And you're right. It's harmful because sometimes, you're relying on it. You think about you're posting about you're going through a difficult time with something, trying to make headway, with something, and somebody who has access to the thing that you're going after says, hey, Nadine, don't look any further. I know this and I'll hook you up. And then crickets a year later, crickets, and then so that is hurtful and unfortunate, but I'm just gonna say that I see it happen a lot, but I do think again they just folks are just doing it for likes and to get accolades, validation from others to say, hey, they're doing this or they're connected and they're all of this, and they're not. And it's
Mm-hmm.
sad, but you know authenticity is not a thing that is valued a lot of times. And, it's
True.
unfortunate because I think that being a true friend and being helpful is so important. And it's okay if you don't have the resources. Like if you don't have it, just don't say it. You don't have to say it. You know,
True story.
if
I keep
somebody,
saying true story because it's true.
it's your favorite thing. I know it's your favorite thing, but it's like
Yeah.
if you see somebody post say like, "Hey, I'm trying to run the Boston Marathon next year, and I don't even know how to get involved," and then you say, "Oh, say in the post, oh, I know the people who run the marathon, blah blah blah. I'll connect you." And then you don't like, why are you saying that? You don't know it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Like serious.
it's just unfortunate, but yeah, no, I mean we see it happens with celebrities, with
It's
everybody,
true.
everybody
It's
trying
true.
to, just get validated. And I use social media. I love social media. And I have moments where I'm like, okay, I'm done with social media in terms of not posting, but I don't allow it to consume me where I feel that the validation or the likes that I get on social media is who I am.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the folks on social media don't know me. Um,
Yeah.
and they do know a version of me, and it is a
That's
true
so
version, but there's more to me and I can't put everything that is me on social media.
So some true story. And like, who does? It's not every
Well,
so you put what you want to put. Like, if
exactly.
nobody does, yeah.
Yeah. No, we share. So,
Mm-hmm.
how, one of the things I'd wanted to ask about, because I remember, like, as you said, when you were younger, like we were in different phases and like different type of friends. Was it
Mm-hmm.
hard for you when you, like, as you grew and evolved? Because I've had those conversations to break away from those friends and recognize that those friendships served you for that time, but where you are now, like they're not growing with you and you have to move forward. And I know the Jamaican saying, what I'm gonna say, you get rich and switch, you're going like you're better than people.
You
Um,
know it.
so
Yeah. There's every name in the book. Yeah. Honestly, it was very hard. It was very hard because I love to help people and I love to bring people. Like once
mm,
I know something, I want to say, oh, let us do this together. Like, okay, when I open the business, you can do this. And I love to do that because I never want to be the only person who doing. I
mm-hmm,
always want whoever I'm with, friends with, I
mm,
try to push them to the most level. I pull them or something like that. And growing, once I start grow and once I start changing my mind, and once my mindset is like, okay, this is where my mind is at, church and all of that, everything get changed. Everything get changed. Once I get homeless,
mm,
everybody leaves me.
mm,
That's when you want your friend,
mm-hmm,
just get homeless.
mm. Wow.
So when I get homeless, no one, everybody left. When I get my apartment, they still talk like, what she there? Wow. And for me, I'm just in my head like, I'm not listening. I'm not listening. You get what
Mm-hmm,
I'm saying? Because it hurt me to know that these are the people them that we sit and cook, eat, and drink together. These are the people them that I wanted good for, like if I'm getting good. And
mm-hmm,
one, I think they didn't understand process,
mm,
but because where I am with God, I know it was a process, but I
mm,
couldn't explain to them because if you didn't see someone went through that before, you're not gonna understand until like you see the person gets through it. So it was process for me. My mind was like, God's up to something, what God is doing, and it go back to everything that I read. So I was holding on to that. Like, listen, this is it. But the voices, there's so many people. Yeah, it was
mm,
hard in that time to let go. And it was
mm,
hard to not hear the same people that you
mm.
thought you were friends saying the stuff that they said.
It hurts.
But it hurts.
It hurts. It's a
It hurts.
pruning. When God is pruning
Yes.
you, it hurts, girl.
Oh, it hurts. It's like you're going to the theater. You
Yes,
gotta give some time to heal too.
you do. It's like, oh, it's like, my God, juke you over and over. It's like,
Oh, again, like you're walking without shoes. Like you don't
yeah,
forget, yeah. Or the
yeah.
mosquitoes they might bite you.
Mm-hmm.
I suck your
But
blood.
yeah, we never want to go through that part, but like when you come out on the other side, and I'm so glad that I've heard your story several times and you're very open and very vocal about your story because I think when you talk about, your past, the challenges, your triumphs, because that's what we're going for, the triumph, the testimony,
Hmm.
it encourages somebody else. It glorifies God. It shows your strength. It glorifies God and it helps others. And that's
Yes.
for me, I think, the power in telling your story. So
That's all I want to do. I always said, I just want people to see that it's okay for God to prune you and cut off some friends.
it's okay.
But it's okay for him to put them in your life at the time when you need them too.
Mm,
No, but you just have to know the difference. You just have to know when to let them go and
hmm
how to do it at the same
hmm
time without getting hurt. Because letting go something that sharp will cut you if you don't know how to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you just have to know when and how to let go.
No, it's hard. And I think, honestly, and, I mentioned, from the island a lot because we're from the island. And I think that we were raised differently. So it's just like you don't let go of friends. You hold
No,
on to them no matter how toxic, no matter how harmful they are to you. And like you have to be intentional with that because they're going to
yeah.
come after you. They're going to say things,
Oh,
about you. They're going to try to bring you back. And, you have to be
yes.
strong and say, like, God delivered me from that. Like, why am I going back? Like,
Yeah,
why am
you
I
have to be
going
strong.
back? I was listening to something the other day, and this, it's so funny. He said this, and I love having conversations with people. I was talking to this gentleman at QCC because I love talking to smart people because I'm always trying to
Me
learn, right?
too. Me
Yes.
too. I'm a learner by heart.
Listen, always. So this is I was telling him about this clip I heard on it was a pastor who was preaching. If I find the clip, I'll send it to you. And he says, when you win the lottery, everybody around you says, we're rich. But
We.
when you we're rich, like we're rich, we're big time, we win. But when you
Mm-hmm.
go bankrupt, everybody says you're broke.
And
Not
why she get so much money and she broke already?
exactly. So them say we're rich when you win, when you're winning. But when you're like, so it's all of us when you're winning. But when you're losing, it's just you.
You by yourself.
You're by
You
yourself.
better
And he
just you
says
by yourself.
that is such an important lesson to learn because you want to help everybody. And even Tyler Perry said it. I was listening to him speak the other day and he was saying something about, when he just got him started making money, he was giving money to everybody ironic because like, they had supported him and he felt that. And he was broke. And he said, even when he made millions, like he was broke. Like at the end of the year, he was broke. And then he realized he had to do something different. And I think it's not being selfish, but we have to be able to step back and focus on building our foundation where
Building the foundation.
you'll be in a position that you can offer help in a productive way, in a way that they'll grow. It's like teach a man to fish. Is give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime, something like
Fine.
that.
Yeah.
So instead of just
One of the
giving him
things
the
that
money.
I love what you said. I just love what you said. I love what you said about the foundation because one of my pet peeves is that everyone, every building start with a foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And if the foundation is not built, when the
Mm-hmm.
wind comes, once you go like this, everything crumble. Yeah,
Absolutely.
everything crumble, and whatever in that thing is dead. When it's
Absolutely.
something crumble, is dead. So one thing that I always say that build your foundation, and the foundation is the hardest thing on a building to come together. The hardest thing.
Mm-hmm.
All the things to come together. The building, like a building, when you're building, because I have the house built already, so I see everything. So
Mm-hmm.
to build that thing, the foundation, you have to have the steel, the right layout, and then the
Mm-hmm.
steel, tie the steel, cut it, put it the right thing, and then after you do that and cement the floor or whatever you want to put, a hardwood or whatever, that you don't even you cement the floor first. After you cement the floor, the walls go up so easily. Nobody never see what the outside the foundation look like. They
Mm-hmm.
only see it stick up in the air like okay, that's where it's gonna go. But look, even when you drive around Worcester right now, you see how many buildings is going up. How long it's taking them to put up that, so people don't look at the foundation. They always want to look at the building and
Mm-hmm.
what the building look like and how much is the building, how much to live in the building, but they don't see where it's coming from. The foundation is the most important thing in a relationship, in a friendship, in a building, in a business, the foundation.
No,
Most
it
important.
is. It is. It's very important. You're correct. It's like, well, you have to build that foundation because even if you're helping somebody, because it's kind of like, how most lotto winners, they go broke quickly because they don't have any
Yeah.
foundation. They don't have any
Yeah.
concept of how to manage money. So you don't know how
Hmm.
to manage money. You get $100 million, you're going to be broke in a year, right? But
Right.
if you win that money, you put that money aside and you start taking financial literacy classes and all of these things to understand your money, but they don't want to take that time to learn. They just want to spend and buy 10 cars. So I think it's the same in a
You have one
friendship.
body to think of. Yeah.
I think it's the same in a friendship. It's important to build that friendship. It's important to, find out what the other person likes. It's kind of like dating. You know,
I was gonna say that.
no,
It is. It is. It's a relation. It's a relationship. Dating is a relationship.
no,
So
it is.
relationship.
It is like my conversations with my girlfriends, like we feel good. Even my best friend that's in Brazil, like I'm watching something today and I text her and like she texts me like, and we won't talk sometimes for a couple of weeks or whatever, but we just like pick up the conversation and that was it. And then we're gone.
Yeah.
And then, like, but we have that foundation. We care about each other. We love each other. I know her life. She knows my life. She knows if it's a 911, like if I text her a Sex on the City, because we both love Sex on the City, like it's a funny ha ha. But if I text her like a crying emoji, like she knows, drop
She
everything, call
knows.
me right now.
Yep.
Because that foundation is there. We spent years building that. And
Yeah.
we want to see each other win.
Exactly. Why? That's what I don't understand. The biggest thing for me is that why women don't want to see women win.
I don't know, Nadine. It's a question I've asked over and over. And so the funny thing is, when I say to people, like, I don't have any competition, they think it's a conceited thing. And they'll say, and I'm like, it's not a conceited thing. It's because I'm confident in who I am and my purpose that I don't see another woman as a competition. Like, because
Yeah.
I recognize that there is nothing that Nadine can do that will take away from me. There is
So we
nothing.
have two different purposes.
Two different
Oh,
purpose. And even if we were both chefs and both cooking in restaurants, it still
two
wouldn't
different
matter
tastes. Two
because the
different tastes.
same God that blessed you is the same God that blessed me. And in that essence, there is nothing that I can do that will hinder your purpose. So it's just like, and that's why I don't have any competition because I'm not competing with somebody else to be, I'm only me. And that's all I want to be.
You see, one of the things that people tell people that I'm my biggest competition. Why?
Yes,
Because I'm trying to get better.
you should be.
So they're all you fighting with a new you because they're
You should be. And
that's
that's
me.
what it is. The Nadine from 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 1 year
Ago,
ago,
ago, exactly.
that's your
That is
competition and
it.
your
Yeah,
motivation.
yeah.
So
I'm
I
my
listen,
biggest.
I know we could talk about it all night, but no, I do. It frustrates me sometimes. I have many conversations about it. And I think a lot of times, like when you talk to women, they're so used to a certain type of friendship that when you say that, they're like, okay. Like they're just not
Yeah.
used to it. It's kind of like a woman when they're dating a man and they've never had a good relationship. So they get a good guy and they don't know how to accept that this guy loves them and is putting them first. So they
Yeah.
end up sabotaging it or disbelieving that he's there
Mm-hmm.
for them. So I think it's
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, when I say things to women like, girl, I want to see you win, they're like, yeah, okay. Because they're not used to that. Like I'm like that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I'm okay if like I want us all to win
Oh, I want everyone to win.
because
Everyone can't win, but
they can't.
who
But
can who can win? I want to see them win, and it take
exactly.
work to be a winner. It take work and practice.
Well, you know what
So
though? I think we could all win if we're all going after our individual purpose.
That's the truth.
If we're all going
And
after our
I,
individual God's given purpose, we can all win because it's not a race. Like, yeah, if we're running a race with Usain Bolt, no, we're not going to win. If we're playing basketball with Michael Jordan, no, we're not going to win.
well, no,
Those are not our
but
purpose.
no, the
But if
capacity what God give you, run that
exactly,
race and you win.
if we are all going after our individual purpose, how can we not win?
Mm-mm.
We
We
can
have
all
to
win.
win.
He came that we could
Yeah,
have life and life abundantly. So
yeah, move. Like,
I
hello.
truly
I'm
believe we can all win.
Listen, I keep telling me every time you see me, you're gonna see a smile because why?
Mm,
I'm victorious. I'm like, okay, just waking up is winning for me.
listen,
Hello.
Nadine, you see how much
Like,
people now wake up?
you know,
You see,
understand what I'm saying? Just waking up is a win for me. Like, you guys want 10 million. I want just to wake up.
yes. I mean, I'll take the 10 million too, but yeah, I want to wake up. I'm just,
I'll take it, but more. You see, more money. Let me fight this battle before I fight that one.
I
More money,
listen, more
more
money, more
problems.
problems, girl. More money, more problems. But no, I listen, I truly believe that like getting up, and as you said, waking up, getting up, it's the greatest joy, it's the greatest blessing
Yes,
because the minute you wake up, like the world is your oyster. There is nothing you can't accomplish.
it's
And
different.
so if I get up poor, I'm alive. But if I'm
Oh,
dead with
me.
10 million, nothing I could do.
Not what can you do? And if you didn't leave it to the right person, girl.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So no, I know. See, we always go off on a tangent. We always end up talking about 50 different things. Listen, I appreciate you talking to me because I know that you had a long day. And I appreciate it that you are in a circle of women that I can call on and just chat to and shoot the breeze with. And like I said, I always love our conversations. I always leave them feeling uplifted because I just, your story is so inspiring and you're so inspiring and you're always in such an upbeat positive mood and just so encouraging. So I love that for you. I love what God is doing in your life. I love the blessing, and you got to figure out how to take a day off and rest, but
I'm building the foundation.
you
I
build
will.
listen, and during the building of the foundation, girl, there is no rest,
There's
but it's
no
okay.
rest. Yeah.
It's okay. But no, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your insight and your thoughts. So any final thoughts how you would encourage women out there just how to be intentional in seeking friendships or being in friendships?
I would encourage people that to be yourself.
Mm,
And when you start a new friendship, just you can let them know. Just think about it like a new relationship. Put your what you like and what you don't like, what the deal breaker is the same thing. Because
mm,
when people know what these days trigger, what your trigger is,
mm,
so just put it across. Just let everyone know that. So once you're in a setting, if they are your good friend, they will keep the conversation in a way. If they see it leading into something else, they bring it back because they know what is your triggers. And just maybe I would tell them to take those tests that when you're in a corporate you take those tests. I forgot what Sharian call it.
like there's
Those
personality tests, those disc tests, they
Yes,
so many different
this
names.
text. Yeah, yeah. Take one of those. Why
Mm,
not? And see what both of you. So I know. Okay, Susan don't like this, Susan that. So I
mm,
know how to operate around you, and that's all friendship build. Be intentional. Do
mm,
something different so they know that you really want to be their friend. And
mm.
it's not always about what you can do for me. It's just what you can hear. Just sit down and listen to what I have to say and have a shoulder, be a shoulder that I can cry on. That's it.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And, as you were talking, I just reminded me of something. So there was this book that I had bought. couple of years ago, the five love languages. And I think similar
Yes.
to having a partner, there are love languages and friendships.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And
Oh, hmm.
we have to know each other's love language. So for me, like for friends, so like, whatever, like, but personally, like I love like my friend that, we can curl up, watch a movie, like on the couch and just drinking tea and just like watching a movie and things like that. And I know that there's some people that genuinely that's not for them. And
Hmm.
that's okay. And that's okay. But knowing my love language is important. Just like, oh, I know my friend's love language is like horror movies. I will never watch horror movies. So, you know,
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
so,
And one of the things before I leave is that for kids, I learned late that they have different love language, and
hmm
I have to go and learn them and treat each one of them different. My four children, I have to treat each one of them different because I was treating it in a general setting, and I
yeah,
realized that no, each
we
one of
all,
them have a long language where they want me to attend to. So when
hmm
you know your friend love language and attend to it,
mm,
that become your best friend.
mm,
Attend.
I love that. And I think that is a perfect way to wrap up the segment. Learn their language, love language, and attend to it. That is beautiful. Well, I thank you so much for hopping on. I appreciate your insight, and I'm looking forward to having you on again.
Anytime you're ready,
Because
girl.
anytime we're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff. So no, I
Hmm.
appreciate you hopping on. And until next time, this is Suzanne signing off. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of the Sit Down with Suzanne podcast, which is available in all major podcasts and directories, including Amazon, Apple, Google, Pandora, Spotify, and a plethora of other spaces, including my very own website at www.positivelysuzanne.com. So choose your app and subscribe, listen, like, share, write a review. Do what you got to do, but make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend that this podcast is where it's at. You can also support the podcast by donating to the show at buymeacoffee.com/positively Susie. And until next time, this is Suzanne saying, you, my dear, are worth it.